What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. Saints-Bucs yesterday. Saints come out and really control the game the entirety of the first half. You could tell they were giving the Tampa fans the heebie-jeebies a bit. The announcers kept talking about it in the booth, but you could feel the tension building as the Bucs know the entire season comes down to this: win and you win the division and you're in, lose and you're out. And for much of the first half, Baker Mayfield and that offense could not see the field as the Saints put together extended drive after extended drive. Unfortunately, as is generally the case in the NFL, the better team ended up taking over the game by game's end. Whatever the offense had in the first half completely disappeared in the second, and Baker Mayfield, who is a gamer, found a way once again to win. So the Bucs win. Mike Evans sets a pretty impressive record, and the Saints season comes to a merciful end. I mean, honestly, it's probably the happiest you will ever be after a loss, especially a loss to a rival, because it kept the Falcons out of the playoff, and a win just would have hurt draft stock, unfortunately, at the end of the day. So the result, maybe not as interesting as what comes next, and maybe like what you think about Spencer Rattler.
So I wonder, watching this game, and Spencer Rattler did a nice job of getting the tight ends involved. He got the running backs involved in the pass game, and Juwan Johnson, Foster had some big plays in the game, and you wonder if he had NFL receivers, like what he could have done. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the guys there, but it's guys off the street. That's what it. I mean, literally, like there's players that hadn't played in the NFL since 2022 that are out there running routes. And look, they made a couple of plays here and there, but I wonder what Spencer Rattler would have been like if he had Chris Olave, if he had Rashid Shaheed in this game, because as the games continue to go for him, he did start to understand, okay, if it's not there, hit your check down. If it's not there, find the intermediate stuff. And it's going to be tough to kind of grade him this season in his rookie year. And certainly now that all these rookies across the NFL, Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels and Michael Penix Jr. are just lighting it up. And so you're going to compare Spencer Rattler to that, even though he was a fifth-round pick. Those guys are top 10, top 12 picks. But there's something there. But see, I wonder if it's going to be enough. How are they going to grade him? How are they going to view his progress, knowing he's throwing to a Cedric Wilson Jr., a Dante Pettis, a Kevin Austin Jr.? Like, how is that going to be graded? And what do they think of him inside that building? Because right now, as you sit, you're in the top 10. What does this quarterback class look like? And are you going to be able to get a quarterback at 9 that you think can be the future of your team? Because of where you're at in the cap, you still have Derek Carr's contract. I don't know that you can do anything else outside of drafting your quarterback if you want a new quarterback.
Yeah, not a great year for quarterbacks, or at least it doesn't feel that way.
Feel like it.
Looking at it, and you never know with quarterbacks, right? That's kind of the tricky part about the draft, is that guys that are for sure hits go bust. And I mean, you know who I keep thinking of? Bryce Young. How in the world are you supposed to evaluate quarterbacks when Bryce Young exists? Because, of course, he was put into awful situations at first, and that didn't help anything. It made him look awful. But then he was benched earlier this year for Andy Dalton, looked truly awful. Remember the first Saints-Panthers game? He did not look like he could play in this league. Well, yesterday, I think he has the highest EPA per dropback of any quarterback in the NFL.
Yep.
Like the Panthers got consistently better as the weeks went on after he got done with being benched and he got back in the starting lineup. Bryce Young started to dominate. So I don't know who's going to be good. I have no idea how to evaluate. Sometimes you think you're awful and then you get good. Look at Sam Darnold. What's going on there?
You're right. I mean, in a winner take all, like if they lose this game, and the Falcons are going to playoffs, and so like the Falcons had to win this game, so they were giving Bryce Young every single thing that he could handle, and he puts up 44 points.
Yeah,
throws for 251 and 3 touchdowns, no turnovers, and so to your point, that is somebody we all like. There's memes, there's jokes, there's everything. It's like, Well, actually, he's pretty damn good.
I know. I mean, the little kid, he looks so tiny out there, and now he's kicking ass. So, because when I look at Rattlers play yesterday, you see the potential. There were some mind-blowing accurate throws in there, but then there were also some very frustrating easy throws missed that ended up costing you a bit. So, I mean, you know what? Honestly, I thought the best throw of the day was the second MVS touchdown that didn't count, where MVS only got 1 foot inbounds, but the window that he put it in is true NFL, 6-inch target type of situation. So what do you do next year? Do you cut Derek Carr, eat the cap hit, ride Rattler for a year and just see what happens? I mean, it's definitely a recipe for a bad year, but you're going to have a bad year anyway. In all likelihood, unless you get some sort of miracle turnaround, which I don't know how that would take place. Has Rattler done enough where you try to give him a young-like year, a new coach, and see if he can figure out what he could maybe do? Or is Derek Carr going to be your quarterback again?
I think whoever you hire.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, whoever you hire.
That's where you go.
I think most of us believe, unless it's Aaron Glenn, it's going to be an offensive-minded head coach. So if it is, he gets the choice. Do you want to roll out Derek Carr? Do you want Spencer Rattler? Or should we draft a quarterback? And no, if we draft a quarterback, you're going to be tied to him. And if it doesn't turn out well, you're not going to turn out well.
Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.